Back on the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We're powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. Check them out online, tandemhr.com. So as I mentioned, thrilled to be joined here in studio by Susan Simonsen, who is the life, the energy, the operations behind Lydia Healthcare. You've got a great team behind you, but you guys are really doing fantastic work. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So Lydia Healthcare, where are you located?
Robbins, Illinois, 139th and Kedzie. Robbins,
Illinois. So a little hike to the station. Glad you were able to make it out today. You've got Lydia prominently on your shirt, so you're proud of the work that you're doing. So for our listeners that are not familiar with Robbins, Illinois, or one of Robbins' largest employers, Lydia Healthcare, or perhaps the largest employer, you'll tell me that in a moment. What does Lydia Healthcare do?
Well, basically, Lydia is Robbins. Robbins is Lydia, okay?
Well, you're the mayor then.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So Lydia is a specialized mental health rehab center. Started in 1987. My dad bought the business from a HUD auction, and I was lucky enough to buy it from him in 1999. And today, we run an operation of 412 beds, and we help these people get recovery.
That's simply amazing. So you have a family story behind the business. Is this something that you knew that you wanted to get into as a kid?
No. I wanted to be a warden in a prison.
Wow.
Wow, right.
Wow, okay. And what was it that, was it a moment of inspiration? What was it that made you decide that you were ready to dedicate your life, your days, and I'm sure your nights as well, to mental health?
I believe that God gave me this feeling of caring. I walk in each day to my business and say, I'm so glad I'm here. I've had vendors say to me, how can you do it? And I said, what do you mean, how can I do it? I can't wait to get to work each day to help these people, because those with mental illness, it's like alcoholics. They can get recovery, all right? People don't believe that someone with a mental illness, with the right programs, the right medication, they actually can have a better life. And that's what I'm here to do with Lydia.
That's amazing. So where are your, I'm trying to remember the term that you used, your consumers?
Yes, consumers.
That's the term. Where are your consumers coming from? How do they end up at Lydia?
The consumers at Lydia come from all over the state, sometimes out of the state. We have a very good reputation of helping those with severe mental illness. I have a 7-acre campus, and they come from hospitals. We get referrals from family members, professionals, psychiatrists. A lot of people now know our 855 number, so we get emergency help. I often just do online or over the phone help. I don't even need to have them come in to live there. Sometimes I just help them on the phone and get resource.
That's incredible. You are a tremendous resource in this space. So mental health, talk us through what is mental health, and who is somebody that is suffering from a mental health illness? Mental
health, I actually suffer from anxiety disorder. I take medication. If I didn't take medication for the last 15 years, I couldn't sit here and talk to you on this mic. Mental health means you're unable to process thoughts. You have issues with suicidal ideations. You're very disorganized. And people need medication. They need programs. They need therapies to be able to live with their illness, and they can do that.
Is depression a form of
depression? Is absolutely depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, which is like manic depressive. They're all forms of mental illness. So
just a few weeks ago on the show, we had Miriam Ament Foreman, who founded an organization called No Shame on You. They deal with individuals, actually entrepreneurs, a lot of people, primarily in the Jewish community that are suffering from depression. And Susan, you just said it so clearly, and I think this is an issue that's not spoken about enough, that we walk in the streets, we conduct business. Today I forgot 15 meetings, and half the people I'm going to be meeting with, everybody has something going on in their life. And just because it's not broadcasted, on the back of their shirts or something like that, people are dealing with all sorts of things. Business professionals all over the world, the most successful people, have an issue. And the people that are in Lydia Healthcare are just more people with their form of issue.
Every day you read the newspapers. If it's not on the front page, it's on the second page or the third page of somebody that has a mental illness, that something has happened to them. You read about the prisons. You read about the correctional centers. It's all over. everybody sitting at this table today, I'm sure, has somebody in their family that has some form of mental illness.
I wonder if a coffee addiction, that's what I have. Is that a form of mental illness?
Well, I have met you in the past, so that could be.
Okay. I'm glad we're being clear on this. So we're going to continue the conversation after the break about the more of the work that Lydia is doing. But Susan, how many professionals, and I want to use that term, professionals, how many staff do you have working for you?
Well, I'm not going to get into the budget issue right now, so I'm not going to be a political crybaby. So right now I have about 160. And
I think it's safe to say with that comment in mind that Susan had additional staff and had to make some cuts. The budget situation is tough, and I doubt we'll have time to delve into it too much, but you have a qualified staff of professionals of 160 dealing with a building of 412, I think you said?
That's correct. And remember, I also have roughly 30 consumers who are working there. So that's an additional 30 that help us in housekeeping, laundry, dietary. So I am there to have these people who live there work as well to get back to society.
And you have all those people that you mentioned that are calling, asking for advice. So Lydia Healthcare, we're going to continue the conversation with the boss herself. Susan is going to tell us a little bit more about the great work that they're doing out in Robbins, Illinois. I wonder if I should be calling you the mayor, but we'll get into that maybe next election. We'll work on that. You're listening to Get Down to Business. Don't touch that dial. More of our conversation with Susan coming up right after the break.